Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is Brandon from Brandon's Garages. So today we're going to be making a poor man's Eventuri intake. What do I mean by that? Well, I have a JLT intake. I want a clear cover, kind of like the Eventuri guys have, but I don't want to spend $3K to get it. So therefore, I'm going to try the budget version. And I have here an extra actual Eventuri clear intake part. This is actually what they use to kind of showcase the Eventuri intake. I got this from DBM Racing. He had an extra one, so it's got a film on it right now, so it's not clear, but that's going to come off. So what I'm going to do is install that on the car right here, and you're going to be able to see the JLT and what it looks like. So you do lose a little bit of cubic footage here because right here is kind of where it starts, so you're going to lose this kind of area, but the top should still fit. And I'm going to use this as my trim. Hopefully this works. It's smaller than the actual stuff that comes with the Eventuri. But we're going to try that, and then worst case scenario, I destroy the carpet, put it back to stock, and I'm out a couple $100. This carpet online is not that expensive, so that's kind of be where we're at. So, all right, so stay with me. We're going to try to do a poor man's Eventuri here. All right, start with, we're going to do our T15s. So you got 4 and 4, and then you got your little turn knobs, which are 1, 2. There's a little piece down here at the bottom that pops off, but for the most part, that's it. And everybody's probably done this at this point. All right, so as you can see, I've had my JLT intake on here for a while now, and it has a clear screen on it. It has JLT written on it, but it definitely gets dirty. You can see the dirt. So what we're gonna do is take this off, and I'm gonna put a new screen on it. I have one from JLT that I was given right here, which is basically just gonna pop that, put a new one on there, and it'll make it look nice. I may just clean this one for now and then save this for if I'm doing a show or something and put it on there, make it cleaner, but we're definitely going to take that off and clean it. So this is what the JLT looks like, and basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking this. I'm just going to give you a little preview what it's going to look like. 1 second. And that's going to be what you're going to see. You're going to see JLT. This will be clear because I've got the cover on it. I want to protect it for now. I actually don't think that's going to look that bad, especially you put a little LED or something. That's going to look pretty good, and it seems to fit on there okay. It's like I said, you lose space here. That might be annoying to some people, but in the grand scheme of the trunk, it's not that big of a deal. I'm not that worried about it. So, all right, let's see what this looks like. I've got a seal, because our factory ones have a little rubberized seal that runs through here that kind of seals that. I'm gonna go to the parts store, see what I can find, and find something to kind of seal that up so we're not getting dirt and stuff into our trunk. Okay, so that JLT intake just pops off, like this pops off the cover, but you see mine's got lots of little scratches, and this kind of piece just goes around the top. So I think I'm going to just replace this instead of cleaning it, because that looks pretty easy. So what we'll do is we'll take this off. And just put the new one on, and then it's easier than just cleaning it. And basically that was kind of like one of their production ones, I think, or something. And I got this intake from DVM too as well. So we'll take this plastic off, and then we'll slide this on there. And should be brand new looking. I will say I haven't been around both intakes, and keep in mind I'm not sponsored at all by Paragon. I do think their stuff seems to be a lot better quality for sure. But that being said, everything comes at a cost, and I'm cheap. Always have been, always will be. Now, I do want to say one thing on this intake. I did dyno it and made 10 more wheel horsepower. Actually, I didn't actually dyno this. I did 60 to 130. David dynoed it on his car. When I did it, I actually did 60 to 130 times, but it has been dynoed. This looks like. So basically, it looks like this is very easily replaceable. Okay, so new cover. So that's what it's going to look like. I got my grody little fingers on it. Got her on there. It's nice and sealed. That's actually cleanable, so I'll wipe it down before we do it. Actually, maybe a little stuff in the inside there. Oh well, that's fine. you're gonna get dirt on the inside of that. It's gonna be a process to clean it. So it is what it is, but I've had this for several thousand miles and that's all we've got, so I'm not super concerned with it. All right, so the next step is we're gonna put the carpet on, cut a hole in the center, reach in, we're gonna chalk our template, cut our template out, and then we'll try to see if we can put a border on it. So we'll go from there next. All right, so we gotta cut a little access hole in this thing. Just using a box cutter. This thing can be however you want it to be. It doesn't have to be a certain way. All right, so we got to cut an access hole so we can get our template. So basically, it's going to be a little. Now, all right, so that's, I mean, it can be square, however you want to do it. But you don't want to go below here. All right, so that's our little access hole. Now, the trim stuff I have is pretty thin. So I don't know if this is going to work on this. We'll see. Okay, so I test fitted my trim that I ordered. It does okay. I would probably definitely go a little bigger, but that's going to work. Doesn't look bad. You can see it kind of pushes the carpet out just a hair. You do have to expand it to get it to fit over. I would like to have a bigger lip, but this will work. I can make this work. Okay, so this template is supposed to be done with the intake out. And so I don't have my intake installed, so I cut the hole a little bigger to do this. So basically you're gonna run along, this is where it ends at the bottom. And then up here, you're just gonna run along where it starts, and you're just gonna chalk it. You wanna see kind of where it starts and goes. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just run this chalk. Actually, since the intake's on there, run it along the outside, and then I'm gonna set the carpet up to it, and it should rub off onto the carpet and give me my template. And I know that I cut inside that. That should get me there. So just making sure it all touches, and we're gonna see if this works. Yeah. Okay, it gave me enough to where I could trace it out. So now this is where it ends at the base. So we're gonna cut along there and then just follow this line up. They want you to kind of round it. So I'm probably just gonna go a little rounded the corners right here, and then cut that out. So I'll kind of show that. I'm gonna have to manually cut it. I don't want to use a razor. I just don't trust myself with it. So I'm just gonna cut it inch by inch. So, alrighty. Okay, so actually it's cut. I actually end up using a razor to make it a little easier, but it's cut out through the template around the corners. I'm about to put the trim on it. Most of it's okay. Some of this is overhanging fur from the way I cut it, but should cover up with the trim, hopefully. All right, so we're gonna take and basically this trim all the way along here. And I'm having to open it since it's not the correct size. So it's kind of tedious because I gotta get it a little wider. It's too tight, so I can get it on there. So that's what we're gonna do next. And go from there. Okay, so we got the trim on here. Now we're gonna take clear cover, put it on the car. I still don't have it sourced a gasket. I'm gonna go to the parts store tomorrow and source a gasket, actually go around to seal it. We're gonna go ahead and put it on, put the carpet, and kind of finish this up so you can kind of see what she's gonna look like. Okay, so here we go. So finishing touches here. Clear off. All right, so she's done. This is the JLTuri intake. I think it's a nice little addition. So it's got the JLT, doesn't look bad. I could put some little yellow on there. Of course, Still got to clean all this off. It's still a little dusty from doing everything. So I've got to pull this back off of the exhaust. It's not gonna be a big deal, so I'll clean it all then. But this gives you a general idea. My cuts are not perfect. I went a little wide on my cuts. So I could redo that. It's a little big of a window. It should be a little bit closer. So I could do a little border through here, kind of blacken that out some, just kind of enclose that, or just redo the carpet, one of the two. But this is what we're dealing with. So I think it looks overall better than it did before. Let me know what you think in the comments. So this is basically the poor man's Eventuri. Let me know what you think. If you think it looks better, worse, same. If you do it, not do it. Anyways, all right, so stay tuned. I got a bunch of stuff coming up.